Hey, small group leaders, man, I am so excited for this Sunday as it is Pop Up Sunday. So, we are going to be celebrating all of Next Gen really throughout the whole Sunday. On Sunday morning, we're going to be giving out popcorn and we're going to be celebrating the fact that we've got some graduating seniors, we've got some people graduating from college. All of our kids in children's ministry are going to be popping up to their next grade. And on Sunday night, we're welcoming our brand new sixth graders for the very first time to student ministry. We're also going to be celebrating all of our students who are currently in eighth grade as they're going to be now freshmen. We're celebrating all of our high school seniors as they're graduating and going on to the next phase of their life, and everybody in between. So I'm really excited for this Sunday because that's our main focus and we're integrating that into everything. Your small group leader guide is all about change. And we're even going to be breaking out the emotions wheel again. Let me grab a copy of it really quick. Let me find myself again. We're going to be busting out these again so that we can be talking about what emotions you feel during change. Some students are going to have a very small emotional vocabulary. That's this inner layer that's like happy, scared, mad, sad. These are words that I typically use. And then some students from there are going to be able to take another step out and say like, oh, I don't actually just feel sad. It's more like I feel lonely. And they can even take another step out and they can say, well, that loneliness, it's more of like I feel left out. And this is super, super helpful. I printed off a bunch of these so you can give them away to your students. You can scatter them throughout your room. You can throw them in your kid's face, whatever you prefer. But what we're really going to be driving after this whole night is that when big changes happen, often we get hit with big emotions that we weren't expecting, that we don't know how to handle that because we're like, wow, where did this feeling even come from? So the moment that we're going to be looking at in scripture where this actually happens to somebody else in a really visceral, crazy way is in 2 Kings chapter 2. And I know that might feel weird like that we're going there, but in this passage, it's maybe the most bonkers passage in all of scripture. I may have bit off a little bit more than I can chew, but it's when Elisha gets mocked by a group of kids. We actually don't know what age they were, most likely young teenagers. And he calls a curse on them, and then two bears come out of the woods and maul like 40, 50 kids. And that's in scripture. Where we're going with this is that this passage happens really shortly after Elisha loses his best friend. Elijah gets brought up into heaven in this torrent of flames. It's this big emotional moment. So this big change happens in Elisha's world. And then he has this big emotional reaction that's really out of character. The rest of his prophetic career, he never does anything like this ever again. And so what we're going to wrestle with is like, why did this happen? Why is God okay with this? And what does that teach us about how we can move forward with our big emotions? Our two big applications for this is one, that we can be graceful with ourselves. Elisha still went on to have a huge prophetic career. God used him in incredible ways. And even though this moment isn't cool, like it didn't define his entire life. And sometimes when we have these big emotional moments, it doesn't define our entire lives. So give yourself grace. The second thing is that as soon as this happens, it says that Elisha set his path from Mount Carmel, which was where Elijah would always run away to be in the presence of God. And so Elisha knows that in the midst of this big emotional response, he needs to seek out God. That's where he can find peace. That's where he can find solitude. And our students, it's the same thing. We believe that our God is a God of peace and that he can be the one that students turn to. So that's this week. In 2 weeks is Father's Day, so we will not be having student ministry. We won't be meeting, and that should be the last time that we cancel for a while. Because after this, we're going to hit our summer hard and fast. I hope that you have some time to take off for vacation. I hope that you get out of town and just relax and rest and recover. At the same time, Summer is a time that we have so much unfettered access to students, and we want to take advantage of that. So, starting on June 25th, that's 2 weeks from now, we are going to do Color Wars again. But not to worry, this year I bought all of our color powders. So it's going to be really great. It's going to be a ton of fun. I've got a couple of games that I'm working on. I'm really thinking about buying some smoke bombs as well that are colorful and just make the space a lot cooler. So we're working on all of that. That's going to be a ton of fun. That's our big invite night, kicking off the summer and getting excited for that. Then we will be off at Mix that following Friday, which is absolutely wild to me. So that's coming up soon. On that night, we're going to do a high school only night. If you are a high school small group leader, I would love for you to be there that Sunday night. We're still going to do student ministry for our high schoolers. It's going to be really, really great. I think it'll be a ton of fun. Then we're doing West Cup Wednesdays. Our summer just gets full, and it's going to be an absolute blast this summer. And guys, I gotta say, I look at this calendar and I think about like everything that's going on this summer, and I think about all the time that you are gonna have investing in these students and caring for them. And the thing that just hits me so much, the summer's such an important time because we have so much access. We can spend minute for minute, we can spend more time in just the summer with our students than we do all year. This is such an important time. So I would just want to encourage you. I want to kind of push you a little bit. Your students are out of school. You might have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more flexibility. There's certainly more daylight before and after work. We're working with students after work. So invite some students out to something. Bring students out to watch a movie, to get coffee, get ice cream, do something like that. Let this summer be a time that you can really strategically use to invest in some of your kids, to pour into them relationally and show them that you care about them so much more than the student ministry, that you care about them personally. So I would encourage you this summer, lean into these students, lean into your relationship with them, invite them to do something fun and hang out. And yeah, I think that this is a vital and key important time in our year with these guys. So guys, thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for the way that you are pouring your lives out into these students. I am so encouraged seeing you and seeing the way that you're investing your heart and your soul and your spirit into these kids, and you're trying to tell them, follow me as I follow Christ. I think they're on the right path, and I'm so glad that it's you that's a small group leader. I can't wait to serve with you all summer long, and specifically, I cannot wait to serve alongside you this Sunday night.